here's Brody Brazil.
Full disclosure on a number of different fronts here. Number one, I've been a Warriors fan since the mid-'80s, since I kind of learned sports at all. I loved basketball growing up. Eventually, I loved Run TMC. I loved all the Warriors players. Billy Owens, Chris Gatling, Latrell Sprewell for most of the time. Sarunas Marciulionis. I could go on and on. But the point is here, I hope I don't have to prove my Warriors fandom, even though most of you know me as an A's and Sharks guy right now. But also this, I'm not trying to insult the Warriors or their fan base here. I do have to explain, though, there is a huge red flag, something that perks my ears up every time I hear it. And that's when somebody around my age or older, 40 or greater, uses the term dubs. Now, I get it. Steph Curry uses that term in all of his tweets. Hashtag DubNation. But the idea of calling the Warriors the Dubs, that has now existed not even for 10 years. I want to say 2012 or 13 was the first I had ever heard of it. And it was great at the time, right? A new nickname for a team that was trying to get a new identity. Do you remember all the stuff they went through? I mean, in the 90s, some success here and there in the Chris Webber days. How many of you know that they didn't draft Chris Webber? They drafted Anthony Hardaway and traded for Chris Webber with Orlando. Anyway, I digress. The 2000s, pretty much that entire decade was lost as a disaster. The Bob Sura days, Eric Dampier days, my goodness. Mike Dunleavy days, I could go on and on there. Obviously, the 2010s were a far different landscape for this franchise and for the fans, and to not just win a championship for the first time in a long time, but to win multiple titles across a couple different years. But the nickname is fine. The nickname is a new age nickname. I don't feel natural saying it. I'm going to be honest. I've read it in scripts before when they were handed to me back in the day doing a highlight show on Comcast Sportsnet or CSN. I would read it, I would say it if it was there, but it just never felt natural to me. And in my common conversations, what I've realized is that somebody of my age, if I'm using it, I'm either saying it because somebody else did, or I'm trying to fit in with young people. Like, hey, cool kids, did you watch the Dubs game last night? Who says that? I don't. Younger people and newer fans do. So I want to say this as the whole red flag part of it. If you're older and you have been a fan of this team for a long time, chances are you don't call them the Dubs. It's not what you grew up with. It's not in your DNA. So when I hear people that are older that use it, it tips me off that they only recently became a fan. Maybe because of the success. Maybe because of the superstar talents of a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson, or you really like Draymond, or you really like Kevin Durant when and Iguodala when the big five were there. I'm not saying bandwagon. I'm not saying that, but that's when you got hooked. I get it. Where were you through all the struggles of passing over drafting a Kevin Garnett? The Warriors actually passed over drafting Larry Bird and Kobe Bryant, for that matter. And I'm also not saying, well, you have to go through the struggles to enjoy the success. I'm just telling you, if you use the word Dubs, it puts a huge timestamp right on your forehead. And if you're young, like this is all you've known, great. I get it. You're excused from this conversation. But if you're older, and that's the terminology that you casually use, it tells me something. So look, I want comments, I want feedback on this. I don't mean to be dictating all of this to you. I hope this can be a conversation. Let me know in the comments section below. When you hear the term Dubs, what does it mean to you? I'm not telling you to stop what you're doing. I'm not saying this is a bad nickname at all. I am just saying it puts you in a certain time frame and time period. And if your age and fandom don't match that time period, I might have some questions.